So I would like to call on Isabelle Kim, who's going to speak about one of our projects called the Knowledge for Change Hub. So Isabelle, thanks for coming. I see you're in the tropics somewhere.
I thought I'd bring some, this is kind of the mood I'm in. I'm so happy. What a nice celebration to be here today. Thank you very much, Leslie and Maggie and Principal Teddy for that great introduction. I'm also very passionate about this work. And so if you're seeing me glance, it's to make sure I keep myself under control and don't talk forever. So Leslie's asked me to say a few words about the UNESCO Knowledge for Change Toronto Hub. Our first order of business will be to find a more interesting name, but at the moment, that's what it was called. It's an initiative that started last year, and I'm very pleased to have been part of it. And so I'll just share a few little words about it and some of the projects that we've been up to last year. And I know it's just the beginning of a conversation. So Leslie and I heard Bud Hall speak at UTSC 2 years ago in 2018. And Bud Hall was talking to us, and he's here today, and you'll hear a poem from him. He was very inspirational, and he came to speak to us in the Center for Critical Development Studies about the Knowledge for Change, the UNESCO Knowledge for Change, the acronym is K4C, Global Consortium. And this is essentially a global network of nearly 20, if not more, and it's a growing network of these hubs all around the global south and the excluded north of community-based and university-based researchers coming together to help to address social and environmental problems in their location. And so they're networked globally. And Leslie and I immediately thought, well, we want one too. We want to do this in Toronto as well. And so we quickly, over the past year, have been trying to get a hub up and running, and pleased to say that, and I have a lot of the founding members of the K4C Toronto hub here today. The founding members include, of course, UTSC, also the Ontario Institute for Studies in Education at the University of Toronto, the Ontario Council for International Cooperation, or OCIC, and the Toronto Centre of Learning and Development. And I have here today Alfred Jean-Baptiste, the Executive Director, and Karen Villanueva, the Supervisor of Programs here, and Farah Mawani and others that are associated with that. And I also have here today, I'm pleased to acknowledge members of the Knowledge for Change Global Consortium Hub, all the way from South Africa, Alfie, Laura from Colombia, and others. So it's truly an international gathering. Nice to see everybody here. And so the purpose of this K4C, these sort of hubs around the world, are to gather community and university-based researchers and offer training in a methodology that some of you may be familiar with here called community-based participatory research. And to use this approach to help address these social and environmental problems and help to advance Agenda 2030 and reach the Sustainable Development Goals. And last year, the hub, so these founding members I spoke about, came together and did a few activities. It was just our first year. We're pleased to be housed under the KEL, or Knowledge Equity Lab. And K4C is really an integral part of KEL. And so last year, Leslie asked me to touch upon a few of the projects. I won't have time to tell you all about them, but I will share just a few. We did a multi-sectoral solutions lab focusing on SDG number 4, education, and 8, decent work. We brought together different practitioners from community and international development, and academics, students, and members of the community to come together and brainstorm. We also ran a 4-part community-based participatory action research virtual institute. We had these grand plans to do this on UTSC campus and do it at OISE and kind of do it live, of course, but COVID hit, so we did it online. And some of you here I recognize from that institute. I also see Selwyn here and others who were there, so that's great. And we also supported 4 amazing community-based participatory action research projects that were led by these 8 amazing researchers who were involved in the Toronto Centre of Learning and Development's program called IWIP, or Immigrant Women's Integration Program. And you're going to actually hear Blessing Timothy Diga is here today with me, a colleague, and she's actually a proud IWIP alumna, and she'll be speaking, so you'll hear from her soon. But essentially, these 8 women did these 4 projects, long-term projects on social issues that are important here in Toronto: access to post-secondary education, youth and mental health, the link between gender-based violence and financial abuse, which was actually Blessing and her colleague Ketlego Mokoma's project, and a project on access to affordable childcare. And so those projects were led by these ladies and supported by the Hub. And this is just the beginning. We hope the Hub will grow and there will be more community and university partners coming together. I'll just end on a quick note. Some people say, what's the difference between KEL, K for C, too many acronyms, other than the common letter K in both of them. The way you could think about maybe the K for C Toronto Hub and its mandate and its network is a little bit more focused on this training aspect around CBPAR. Knowledge equity is a founding and guiding principle of the CBPAR approach in terms of valuing and having a methodology that honors bringing together different ways of knowing and being. But like I said, the mandate of the K4C Toronto Hub is going to be very much so about providing opportunities for community, like tonight and other sort of moments where you have lots of people from different sectors and different walks of life coming together and having training on CBPAR, and hopefully having more projects like the ones that we supported last year happen here in Tkaronto. So thank you very much, and hopefully we'll connect. If you want to hear more about the projects and learn more about the work of the Toronto Centre of Learning Development, Karen Villanueva here I think she's putting in the chat box her contact info. It's just not enough time to share more information about the projects. And of course, maybe Bud will say a few words about K4C later on. So it just gave a little snapshot.
Yeah, thank you very much.